Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be teaching you about operators in Python. In case you're wondering what an operator is something that you can use to modify values, like the addition sign. That's an operator. Now, let's go learn about operators. Now, before we dive into operators, let's check if you remember how to create an integer. For that, you'll need to say var equals 9, and then you'll need to print var, because you want to know what var equals. Obviously, you already know what var is, because you created the variable, but let's just see if it works. I get 9. That's because var is 9. Now let's learn about the addition operator. The addition operator can be used with a few data types, but I'm going to demonstrate it with the integer data type. So, first I'm going to create a variable called var and assign it to 9. Now if I print var, I'll get 9 because var is 9. Now if I created a variable called var2 and then assigned it to var plus 1, and now if I print var2, I'll get 10 because var2 is var, which is 9 plus 1. This is how you can use the addition operator. Now let's learn about the subtraction operator. So if I replace this addition operator with the subtraction operator and run the program, I'll get 8 because var2 is var, which is 9 minus 1. This is how you can use the subtraction operator. Now let's learn about the division operator. Now if I replace the subtraction operator with a / or a division operator and replace this 1 with a 3 and run the program, I'll get 3 because 9 divided by 3 is 3. This is how you use the division operator. Now let's learn about the multiplication operator. Now if I replace this / with an asterisk and then run the program, I'll get 27 because 9 times 3 is 27. This is how you use the multiplication operator. Now let's learn about the power operator. If I add another asterisk here and run the program, I'll get 729. That's because 9 to the third power is 729. This is how you use the power operator. Now let's learn about the modulus operator in Python. If I replace this with a percentage sign and run the program, I'll get 0 because 9 divided by 3 is 3 and the remainder is 0. Now if I replace this with 2 and run the program, I'll get 1 because 9 divided by 2 is 8r1, or 8 with a remainder of 1. This is how you use the modulus operator. Now let's learn about the floor division operator. The floor division operator makes sure that when you divide, you always get an integer as the result. So if I change this to a / here and run the program, I'll get 4.5, which is a float or a decimal number. But now, if I change this to the floor division operator and run the program, I'll get 4, because this operator made sure that my result was an integer. This is how you use the floor division operator. Okay guys, now you've learned arithmetic operators. Now I'm going to teach you assignment operators. So let's get started. The first assignment operator I'm going to teach you is called the equals operator. So to use the equals operator, you can create a variable called var and assign it to 9. Now you've already used the equals operator because this is the equals operator right here. Now if I print var, I'll get 9 because I assigned var to 9. This is how you use the equals operator. Now let's learn about the addition assignment operator. So here's how you use it. You need to say var plus equals and then an integer. Now if I run the program, I'll get 10 because var plus equals 10 or 1 is just a shorter way of saying var equals var plus 1. So this is how you use the addition assignment operator. Now let's learn about the subtraction assignment operator. If I replace this with a subtraction sign and run the program, I'll get 8 because this is a shorter way of saying var equals var minus 1. This is how you use the subtraction assignment operator. Now let's learn about the division assignment operator. So if I replace this with a forward slash and replace this with 3 and run the program, I'll get 3 because this is a shorter way of saying var equals var divided by 3. This is how you use the division assignment operator. Now let's learn about the multiplication assignment operator. If I replace this with an asterisk and run the program, I'll get 27 because this is a shorter way of saying var equals var times 3. This is how you use the multiplication assignment operator. Now let's learn about the modulus assignment operator. So if I replace this with a percentage sign and run the program, I'll get 0 because this is a shorter way of saying var equals var mod 3. This is how you use the modulus assignment operator. Now let's learn about the floor division assignment operator. If I replace this with the floor division sign or 2 forward slashes and then run the program, I'll get 3 because this is a shorter way of saying var equals var, then the floor division sign, and then 3. This is how you use the floor division assignment operator. Now let's learn about the power assignment operator. If I replace these 2 forward slashes with 2 asterisks or a power operator and then run the program, I'll get 729 because this is the same as saying var equals 9 to the 3rd power. This is how you use the power assignment operator. Now, if you already know Python and you're just watching these videos for fun, you might have noticed that I've skipped some operators. That's because they are bitwise operators. When you're teaching someone bitwise operators, you have a lot of explaining to do. That's why I'm going to teach you guys bitwise operators in a separate video. Now, I'm going to teach you comparison operators. The first comparison operator I'm going to teach you is called the equal operator. For that, you're going to need to create a variable called var and assign it to 9. Now if I print var, I'll get 9 because I assigned var to 9. Now if I say print var double equals 9 and then run the program, I'll get true, which is a boolean. I get true because this double equal sign, or the equal comparison operator, checks if this value on the left, which is var, is 9. It checks if var is 9. It checks if 9 is 9. And that returns true, so I get true right down here. But if I change this to 10, and then run the program, I'll get false because var is 9, not 10. This is how you use the equal assignment or comparison operator. Now let's learn about the not equal comparison operator. If I change this first equal to an exclamation point and then run the program, I'll get true because this operator checks if the value on the left is not the value on the right. And that's true because 9 is not 10. But if I change this to 9 and then run the program, I'll get false because 9 is not 9 returns false. This is how you use the not equal comparison operator. Now let's learn about the greater than comparison operator. If I change this to a greater than symbol and then run the program, I'll get false because 9 is not greater than 9. But if I change this to 8 and then run the program, I'll get true because 9 is greater than 8. If I change this to 10 and then run the program, I'll get false because 9 is not greater than 10. This is how you use the greater than comparison operator. Now let's learn about the less than comparison operator. If I change this to a less than symbol and then run the program, I'll get true because 9 is less than 10. But if I change this to 8 and then run the program, I'll get false because 9 is not less than 8. If I change this to 9 and then run the program, I'll get false again because 9 is not less than 9. This is how you use the less than comparison operator. Now let's learn about the greater than or equal to operator. If I change this to the greater than sign and then add an equal sign and then run the program, I'll get true because 9 is greater than or equal to 9. 9 is not greater than 9, but 9 is equal to 9. Now, this is why I got true here. This is how you use the greater than or equal to operator. Now let's learn about the less than or equal to operator. If I change this to the less than sign and then run the program, I'll get true because 9 is less than or equal to 9. Now 9 is not less than 9, but 9 is equal to 9. That's why I got true here. This is how you use the less than or equal to operator. Now that you have learned comparison operators in Python, let's learn about logical operators. The first logical operator I'm going to teach you is called the AND operator. To use the AND operator, you'll need another variable. Again, you can assign the variable to anything you want. Now, down here you want to say print var and var2. I'm going to get a value of either true, false, 1, or 0. Now let's run the program. I get 0, which is the same as false, because the AND operator checks if the value on the left and the value on the right are both true. 9 is true, but 0 is false, or none, or nothing. That's why I get 0 here, which is the same as false. But now if I change this 0 to 1 and then run the program, I'll get 1, which is true, because 9 is true and 1 is true. This is how you use the AND operator. Now let's learn the OR operator. So if you replace this AND with an OR, and then replace this with 0, and then run the program, you'll get 9. Here's what this OR operator does. So first, it checks if the value on its left is true. If it is, it just returns the value on its left. If it's not, it returns the value on its right. So, if I change this to 0 as well, and then change this to 1, then run the program, I'll get 1, because it checked if this value was true, which it was not, because 0 is not true. Then it just returned 1, which was the value that was left. This is how you use the OR operator. Now let's learn the NOT operator in Python. So for that, you'll need to say print not var. Then if you run the program, you'll get true, because 0 is false, and not var would be the opposite of var, which is true. Now if I change this to 1, and then run the program, I'll get false, because the opposite of true is false. Then, if I say true here, and then run the program, I'll get false again. Here's what this NOT operator does. This checks if this value, which is var, is false, and true is not false. That's why I get false as an answer. But instead, if I say false here, and then run the program, I'll get true, because not var, which means if not var, or var is false, would return true, because var is false. This is how you use the NOT operator. Now that you've learned logical operators in Python, let's learn identity operators. The first identity operator I'm going to teach you is the is operator. To learn that, you need to create a variable called var and assign it to a list that contains the values 1, 2, 3. Now create a variable called var2 and then assign it to the same thing. Now if you print var is var2, you'll get false. But 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 are the same, right? But no. The is operator checks if the value on the left and the value on the right are the same object, not if they have the same value. So if you come up here and say print id, which is a function, a built-in function in Python, var, and then id, var2, and run the program, you'll get two different IDs here. That's why you get false. But instead, if you say var2 equals var, and then run the program, you'll get 2 true, because both these values have the same ID. This is how you use the is operator. Now let's learn the is not operator in Python. The is not operator does the opposite of what the is operator does. So if I type in not here, and then run the program, I'll get false, because both var and var2 have the same IDs, or they're the same object. But instead, if I say var2 equals 1, 2, 3, and then run the program, I'll get true, because var is not var2. This is how you use the is not operator in Python. Now that you've learned identity operators, let's learn membership operators. The first membership operator I'm going to teach you is called the in operator. So for that, to learn that, you'll need to say var equals, and then a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now if you print 5 in var, you'll get true. Now why? Because 5 is a value in var. Var is a list which is an iterable, which means you can iter through it. You can get every value as a separate value. Now, if you say 5 in var, this in operator checks if the value on the left is inside the value on the right. And the in operator can only do that if the value on the right is an iterable. So, if var is hello, and then you say print h in var, you'll get true, because you can iter through a string. You can get every single character as a separate value. That's why you get true here. If you say 9 and then 1 here, you'll get an error called a type error. It says argument of type int, which is an integer, is not iterable, which means an integer is not an iterable. So the in operator cannot check if 1 is in 9. This is how you use the in operator. The next membership operator I'm going to teach you is called the not in operator. So if I change this to not in, and then run the program, I'll get an error called a type error. I'll get the same error again, because I didn't change the 9 and the 1 here. So if I change this to hello, and this to h, I'll get false, because h is in var. It's not in var. It's not in hello. H is in hello. So if I say underscore not in var, I'll get true, because there's no underscore in this string. But if I add an underscore to the string, and then run the program, I'll get false, because this underscore is in this string. This is how you use the not in operator. Okay guys, that was it for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions or comments. Also, be sure to watch my next video, and thanks for watching.